Hello, now I'm finally back with some more battle reports, and this time it's from the Swedish Championship. We were somewhere between 60 and 70 players in the end, so it was a good turn up. Even though it's a bit more fun watching and making tournament reports, the quality sadly have to suffer since it's hard to place the camera where it's not in the way for anyone. Being a bit more focused than usual, I also forget to take pictures from the turns more often than usual. This game is unfortunately especially bad since I had forgot to empty the memory card, which made me lose a chunk of the game before I got help to delete all old files and resume the filming again. Game 1 I got paired against Thomas, who plays Orcs and Goblins. I didn't know anything about him as a player, but looking at his list I had marked it as a draw matchup, mostly because of his amount of template shootings and spiders. We got a table with flank attack since all the tables had fixed deployment rules, so this table had the flank attack, and for this round we have hold the ground for scenario. The terrain on the tables were huge compared to what I'm used to, so when I got to choose the side, I took the one without the hill in the center of the deploy to make it possible to focus on one side and limit his sight unless he deploys straight in front of me, which is even better. For spells I had rolled Stasuline, Lightning Storm and 2 Blizzards, while he had Bashing Fists, Turn to Smoke, Miasma, Glimpse of the End, Evil Eye and some more big green god spell. For deploy then we alternated for a while, and then he goes for first turn. The right flank is pretty well protected against shooting, and the house looks tempting for my coursers, so I drop everything on the right side, and since I'm the attacker, the blades and coursers get far up on the right flank. From his left are a unit of Nashers, Wolf Riders in front, Skewer behind, then his Chariot Wizard, the regular Spider, and the Git Launcher, the General, Splatterer behind, Orcs on the hill, the Goblin King on Spider, Goblins, more Nasher Dashers, and the last Splatterer behind, or to his right. On my side from the left we have the coursers with oracles and a bolt thrower behind. Then the blades with harpies and another bolt thrower behind. Next we have the tower guards with prince, and then a chariot, a bolt thrower and the BSB behind them. Lastly the last chariot and the dark riders, not on my left but more to the center of the board anyway. For Vanguard he moves his wolves up and I move the raiders in cover of the forest. So looking at the deploy I see that I can stick to my initial plan which I made when I've studied this list some days before. It's quite a simple plan where I will play offensive with the altar and the rest will follow behind and shoot as much as possible. When he starts his turn I realize I need to at least swing my right over rather quickly to get them into the game, since he hides his characters and then seems to have about the same plan as myself and only moves a little closer to the middle. For magic I dispel Evil Eye, and he then gets Glimpse of the End off on my tower guards and Bashing Fists up on the Spider King. Shooting, and the Splatterer far to his right misfires and can't shoot the next turn. Other than that I only think he killed one of my raiders, perhaps a tower guard or two. My turn, and I move the altar full speed ahead to threaten the orange spider. The orcs can charge, but I think I can take them if they do, so I'm not that worried. I think I popped the triple march banner on the blades to get them in line with the tower guards, who only move 5 inches towards the middle, which means they must have been netted by the web launcher. Coursers aim for the house, while the chariots, raiders and harpies skulk behind the lines. Magic, and I fail some spell, and then I dispel Glimpse of the End on the tower guards. Only the harpoon wounds the orange spider and do 2 wounds, nothing else for shooting. Next he moves a wolf unit to shaft the altar, while the rest wait for me to get closer. He gets a good magic phase and lower both strength and toughness on my altar by 1 each, while I dispel Evil Eye. His web launcher kills a bunch of tower guards, and Git launcher kills 3 harpies I think, and he might have killed some raiders too. And it's about here I realized that the camera is no longer running, but luckily the tournament organizer Tommy was really helpful, so it was soon back on again. It's my turn too, and the altar charged the wolves, and I actually don't remember this, but I think I moved the blades up, since I'm not that afraid of his gnashers, and my hope is to magic and shoot down his orange spider rather quickly. The Corsairs march into the house, and the rest of the army just moves into charge or shooting position. For magic I fell some spell again, and then I used the rest of the dice to dispel Turn to Smoke on the altar. For shooting, again, only the harpoon managed to do 2 wounds to the spider, and nothing else does anything. Combat, and the wolves die, and the altar just pivots in turn 3, and he charged the spider and the gnashers into the spider and the gnashers into the blades, and puts another unit of wolves in front of the altar. His other spider moves up to flank me through the woods, while only the goblins and gnashers join in the advance. In the magic I failed to dispel Evil Eye on the harpies, but he does no wounds anyway. He also gets Turn to Smoke off on the altar again, lowering the strength by 1. His shooting does some wounds to the altar and kills the harpoon chariot. So, in combat the blades kill the gnashers, but in the end there are only 3 or maybe 4 left, and they obviously break. He does not pursue, so they get away. It's my turn again, and the altar charge dogs this turn too, and the tower guards charge the spider, and both make it in. The blades fail to rally and run some more. Corsairs leave the building, and the remaining chariot back away from the white spider. It's magic phase, and I use my dice to dispel the remaining play spells on the altar, since I'm hoping to fight these orcs in the next turn. My last raider managed to kill a gnasher, which is quite huge, since that saves the altar a D3 impact hit. The prince chopped down the orange spider, and the tower guards overrun into the splatterer. The altar killed the wolves, but does not reach the orcs with the overrun. It's his turn 4, and the gnashers charge the altar together with the orcs, while the white spider moves towards the rear of my army. For magic, this turn he kills the harpies with Evil Eye, and I scroll Glimpse of the End on the altar. Shooting doesn't do much, and in combat he gets a wound through on the altar before I kill his orc shaman and some gnashers. I think he won this combat, but I stick. The guards easily kill the splatterer. It's my turn, and it's looking rather good, I think. I charge the guards into the git launcher and plan the overrun to make it into the flank of his orcs, which will with all certainty break them too. The Corsairs start to head for the objective, but the white spider is still a bit scary so I don't move too close to it. For magic I roll Snake Eyes and then fail with whatever spell I try to cast next, so no magic this turn either. Shooting does nothing, and in combat I massacre the orcs, but I fail to catch them. In his turn 5 I get a bit of luck, which probably saves my altar when the white spider fails, just stumble forward. His orcs rally and the rest pretty much stays in place. Magic, and for once he gets nothing, which is a relief. He throws the Madgit through the altar and I think he does a wound, and I'm down to 1 at this point. There's no combat, so we go over to my turn 5. The angle looks a bit weird, but I think I charge his orcs who flee. I hope his goblins were out of the charge arc, otherwise I would have been stupid not to redirect. The orcs don't look in the direction they seem to, by the way. He just moved the footprint without turning them. I fail the charge, and next I put the altar in a way to prevent him from getting close to the objective with his scoring goblins. So it's his last turn, and I think he failed a charge on the Corsairs with the white spider. It was quite a long one, but he tried it anyway. Nothing to lose there. He rallies the orcs, and nothing happens in the magic or shooting phases. Since my altar only has 1 wound left, I don't want to charge anything, so everything stays put. I get no magic this turn either, and shooting doesn't kill anything, so there it ends. It was a tight game, as I had expected, and neither one of us took that many points, but and I ended ahead with 11 to 9 battle points. Since I also got the objective in the end, it ended 14 to 6, which I was very happy about for the first game. Both my shooting and magic was awful, so I think under the circumstances I played a quite solid game. I was a bit lucky with a stupidity roll, but had he made it, my guards would probably have killed the white spider in the next turn, and my Corsairs could have made it to the objective, so in the end it probably would have ended in the same result, just more dead models. So a good start for the tournament, and next I'm in for some ETC ogres, so see you then.